I've just been doing a little bit of filming about the Baby Buddy app, and I thought I should seize the opportunity while we've got a camera here to do my second ever video blog, because I always get behind on my written updates, so here goes. A bit of a whistle-stop tour of all that's been going on in Best Beginnings this summer. So we've just got the Baby Buddy app on the app stores. So much work's led up to it, and I do hope that you download it soon if you haven't already. Use it, play with us, and don't forget to click that button, tell us what you think, to give us your feedback and complete those questionnaires. But that's only the start of it. There's an awful lot of work on the Baby Buddy app project that goes beyond that. So there's work going on in a number of areas across the country with midwives and health visitors and other staff to come up with clever ways to, I hate this word, it sounds a bit technical, but integrate the app into, they call it care pathways, so that whether you're pregnant or just had a baby, that you start using the app, not just yourself, but that also it starts happening in conversations with the healthcare professionals that are supporting you. So there's work going on with that. Another big thing that's going on is, and I guess that's Tim who's filming me at the moment, we are just getting underway making more than 100 short films to go in the app. And those films are going to support mothers and their partners, if they have partners, with the emotional and physical transition to parenthood. So we're underway with the filming, but it's not too late to give your input. Whether you've got thoughts for films that should be included or whether you think you yourself should be filmed, maybe you've got a story to tell. For example, in the mix, we're going to be making some films about really the emotional transition and be covering some particular films around postnatal depression, but also around well-being and what you need to do to make your create support around you. If maybe you've had your own story, your own journey, and you want to get involved, would really love to hear from you. If you're a healthcare professional, and always reckon you'd be quite good on camera also, this might be your moment, so do drop me an email. In addition to a lot of work with the filming, because of course, with all our projects, before we start filming, there's an awful lot of work that happens. Input from parents with focus groups, and also input from our advisory groups and our stakeholder groups. So that's all been happening this last few months. A lot of work's also been happening with Small Wonders, the Small Wonders Change Programme, which is a whole programme of work to support the 80,000 babies born every year premature or sick. So we've got the DVD, which we've just reprinted thanks to funding from the Department of Health. We've got 100,000 copies across the year for use with parents and professionals. And a lot of work's been going on supporting what we call our Small Wonders champions. So those are neonatal nurses and neonatologists and midwives and health visitors who are working to use the DVD, the Small Wonders DVD, with the parents they support. So we did in June, we ran a great Small Wonders Champions Day, and there's a link to it from this blog, or just below it. And also we've got 3 Small Wonders Days coming up in the autumn. So if you're interested in becoming a Small Wonders champion, or if you're already a Small Wonders champion, or maybe if you're the parent of a premature or sick baby and you'd really like to be involved, we'd love you to speak, if you'd like, at the event or talk about that possibility, do get in touch. And again, around this blog, you'll see links to do all these things. Another key project that we're busy with at Best Beginnings is something that many of you won't know anything about. It's called Baby Express, and it's an age and stage magazine. What do I mean by that? Well, I've got a copy here. There will be 12 issues. One issue that you get every month for your baby's first year. And it, like all our work, has involved a huge amount of input from parents and professionals, and it really supports not just the physical things, but actually a lot of it is about baby communication, understanding your baby, understanding your role as a brain builder. You know, those first 2 years are so crucial and make such a difference. So we're piloting Baby Express in Greater Manchester, and we've just got some funding, or they have secured funding, to do an evaluation, a randomised controlled trial to see if Baby Express makes a difference. Our other piece of news is about Bump to Breastfeeding. We are really delighted that we have just secured funding from the Department of Health to do some really important work in the north of England. Earlier, some months ago, the Department of Health funded us to remaster Bump to Breastfeeding, which was launched back in 2008. It's got a new commentary, tiny tweaks to it, but a really lovely commentary with Nimi March as the voice on it, still in all the community languages that were there before, Urdu, Bengali, Somali and Polish, but now also in Arabic. And what the Department of Health funding will allow us to do is work in the north of England. We're actually recruiting at the moment. Maybe this is your opportunity to know about the job and then apply. We are looking for a north of England facilitator, and we'll be working to embed Bump to Breastfeeding and all the content within it into care pathways, that word again. So it's used with professionals and parents, but also to make sure our other resources that have breastfeeding content, including Small Wonders, are used effectively to support families and to improve outcomes for babies. Those of you that have heard me talk before know that I'm passionate about collaboration. It's one of our guiding principles. I talk a lot about the importance of working with parents and professionals. We co-create our resources so that they're really fit for purpose, so that they're engaging for parents and really are in line with the evidence base and are used by professionals. One bit of collaboration I haven't really talked very much about, but wanted to today, is external partners that we collaborate with. So following a complex and long and arduous tendering process, we selected Despark. I wanted to give them a shout out, our app developing company. They are working flat out, literally round the clock, and have been for months to get the Baby Buddy app out. We may have had the ideas for the app and the content, but they've added a lot of creativity. The Baby Buddy and the Bump Buddy are all finessed, and they've been designing and developing and coding. And the other external company who we're working flat out with now are Heirloom Media. Tim, you weren't expecting me to do that, were you? I had to give you a shout out too. Again, thanks to big lottery funding, we are making the films to go in the app, and also thanks to funding from the Galvani Foundation, we are making specific films around maternal mental health. And for the app, we had a really challenging tendering process. We had a lot of film companies, excellent film companies, apply to submit to this ITT, it's called, this invitation to tender. And Heirloom did win really strongly. I mean, they were extremely impressive at the written stage and also at the pitch stage, and it was a unanimous decision. So I just wanted to flag that it really is about collaboration. Yes, we've got skills in-house, an amazing team, but how phenomenal to be working with these really, really good external partners. And it's about what you can do when you work together with parents, with professionals, with funders. That's my other shout out. None of this would be possible without funding. So yes, thank you to the funders we've already secured, but if you want to get involved on that front, it would be brilliant. Whether you want to do a London to Paris bike ride or a 10K or donate little bits regularly, everything helps. And if you're watching this and you're a corporate and want to support us, we'd love to hear about that as well. One final thing I've realised I've forgotten to mention, this is not a short blog, brevity is not my strength, is wanted to say a big thank you to Lord and Lady March at Goodwood for choosing Best Beginnings again as one of the two charities they're supporting this summer for the Glorious Goodwood Ball. It means an enormous amount to us. What that funding will give is that core funding that really helps us do our work. All of you, parents, professionals, funders and partners, together we are making a difference for future generations. Thanks so much for being part of the Best Beginnings family.